He actually was so strung out at this point he decided to just duct tape a bag full to his inner thigh and fly back. If that weren't enough, he thought it was a good idea to take a couple of them for the flight, and needless to say he got busted. His friends back in Amsterdam were not too happy about the situation. They contacted me saying how his desire to be a big shot was putting the whole thing in jeopardy and wanted me to take over things. So we decided while he was in jail awaiting a court hearing for a bond that I'd take over. They kept sending him a small amount to keep him satisfied, but he wasn't to know that I was carrying on the business. I had a few friends in different cities that I trusted, so we expanded and the business just kept getting bigger and bigger. Eventually, I contacted another friend who had been living in another country partying for a few years named Mike. He happened to be very good friends with some guy whose dad was a major trafficker. He said everything was set up and as long as the quality was good they would jump at the opportunity because E was hard to come by there. So we set up a meeting and had a mule bring a vest full of E there. While sitting with Mike at his buddy's dad's compound, it finally hit me how large this had become. I mean, I was at a huge compound with a private zoo and dozens of armed guards. I was with the son of one of the most powerful traffickers in the hemisphere, and if everything went well I would have more money than I ever imagined possible in my entire life. This was like some stuff out of a movie. They liked the E, and my friend's buddy Steve was going to talk to his dad the next day. We didn't hear from Steve the next day or the following day. We decide to go to a different city about 2 hours away. I go to Mike's to pick him up and I found him there completely out of his mind. He had been up all night eating ridiculous amounts of E and had been wandering around the hotel with no shirt on, sweating his butt off, and babbling to himself with a crazy look in his huge dilated eyes. The hotel staff was concerned and I had to get him out of there before they called the police. He was so messed up that when we checked out and were walking out of his room, the bellhop just handed me a huge freezer bag full of E and said, "You forgot these." Needless to say, he got the best tip of his life. I knew I couldn't let the guys from Amsterdam see him like this, so I checked him into a different hotel, took the E with me, and came up with an excuse as to why we couldn't leave that day. Meanwhile, my roommate somehow got wind of the fact that we are all out of the country working on some deal and he was left in the dark. Of course, he was beyond furious. All this started stressing me out, but what I didn't realize was the real fun hadn't even begun. The following day my friend was finally starting to get back to a normal frame of mind and we go to catch a bus, with the E on us.